Okay guys, let's fix the issues with the clothes, not being able to wear the winter clothes. It's been several days since I did my last video, but you won't notice because I'm going to update these all at once, one after another. So to fix this, well, we need to bring some files over again from the DayZ Epoch client files. So let's go ahead and open up or extract our mission PBO. And this is the old one. I'm going to delete that one. I'm going to bring this one over since I know it's working. Move it here. Okay, so I'm going to leave that open. I'm going to open up a new one. I need to go into client files. I already have the DayZ code PBO extracted. I usually just leave it extracted because I go back here so much. And we need to get some files transferred over. So in your mission file, go into DayZ code, and we need to get in this actions folder, we need to get this file called player wear clothes. So over here we're going to make a folder called actions, and we're just going to copy that over. We're going to make edits to that one. And we also need to in the configs, we need to go into the configs folder over here. There's this config arma.hpp, and there's something called class survival in there and the subclasses and associated with it. Thanks to old mate Chalk for showing me where this at. It used to be in its own file, but now they've merged it in there. Okay, so we're gonna go down, find this class config survival. That's the parent class, and then there's subclasses: inventory, meat, skins. I think that's the only three. So that goes all the way to the bottom. So we're gonna grab this whole thing, just copy right here where it says class config survival, and just go down. Just gonna go select the whole thing. Come on. Okay, so we want it all the way to the bottom bracket, and we're gonna do a Control C. If you can tell this bracket, if I highlight it and I go up, let's just push up here. You see how this one's highlighted in red? So I can tell that that bottom bracket is the close bracket for this class. That's the open bracket, and then this is the close bracket. So I want everything inside there. So once I've done that, once I've copied that, I'm going to go to File, New, paste it in there. Okay, so starting from class survival down, I'm going to save it into my configs. So go to DayZ server, MP missions, mission file, DayZ code, configs, and we're going to save it in here. And I'm just going to call it config survival, just like it's spelled here. CFG SUR right, survival.hpp. Config survival.hpp, just like that, and we're saving it into this folder. So save that. Okay. Don't need that anymore. There it is right there. And we need to make a custom compiles and a custom variables, because we need to pull so in it, then variables.sqf. You need to add it these skin names to this all players list, and I believe you have to add it to this DayZ mail. We're going to do that anyway. So just what you do, File, New, and if you click out, this is a long ass list of stuff. So instead of just copying that, I'm just going to click here on this 39. That selects the whole line. I'm just going to Control C that once it's highlighted. And give me a space right there. Control V. I'm going to do 40. Control C on that. And Control V. And I'll put this up here too. That's just a comment, but we'll put it up there. Notice that this is not in a is server or is not dedicated section. It's just open. These are global. They're available into server or client. If you scroll down here, you can see that there is a section here that is server. Where is it? There it is. So these are compiled just on the server side, and these are compiled just in the client, but these two are just global. So we don't do any is dedicated or any of that shit here. So this is what I want, these two arrays. These are going to be overwrites now. So when I make edits to them, I'm going to compile them below these other ones. You'll see that in a second. So I want to save this, but I need to make a folder called init in DayZ code. So init, and then I'm going to save this. Browse to the directory, MP missions here, 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 right? I'm going to call this variables.sqf. Save it. Okay, it's in there. That's all I want is those two. Okay, now I need to make a custom compiles because we pulled this file over and we need to redirect to it with an overwrite. So back in the DayZ code init folder, you see compiles.sqf. Open that up, and we need to find is it player where close. So where close. Okay, so there it is. I want to copy this whole line. You see, this is compiled as a function. This is the actual file, player where close.sqf, and then here it's saved to this variable, so you can call it as a function. So I want to copy that whole line. So just highlight the whole thing, Control C to copy it, and then notice that it's in this well, it says not is dedicated, so it's used by the client only. Here's the server stuff. So let's go File, New, and I'm gonna give myself a space, paste that line in there, and then let's grab this since it's in this section. Okay, and then you need a closing bracket. So go to the end here, hit enter, and then you need to closing curly bracket and a semicolon, and then I'll put a tab here just to follow the format. You know, it's easier to read like that. You can tell where it opens and it closes easier. You know, open, close, right? If I highlight that, that highlights that. Okay, so open and close bracket. Now this one, the one here is in the DayZ code PBO, but again, we're just going to remove this, and we already made a DayZ code actions, and there it is. So that's all you have to do is remove the PBO prefix. So DayZ code actions, and then that, right? So file, we're going to save this into, you always have to go back to server and then mission, DayZ code, and we're going to go into init, and we're going to call this compiles.sqf. Okay. So this is essentially what is called a custom compiles and a custom variables. You might get people to tell you to copy this whole fucking thing over and then make your edits in here, right? Don't do that. Just get the shit you need. And then you're going to overwrite by compiling it underneath in the init.sqf file. All we're doing is overwriting one damn file, this one, So that's all we're going to grab. We're not going to grab this whole fucking works. Don't do that. I know people say to do that, you know, in some of these things. Don't do it. All right. I got this from this. Originally learned this from Ray Mix, and he showed why. Check out his channel, just Ray Mix Epoch, and you'll find all kinds of cool videos by him that are they're getting to be like 3 years old now, 2-3 years old, but that's the way you do it. Just grab the shit you need, and that's all I've been doing so far. Right? I got a DayZ code folder I made, and everything I'm editing, I'm just bringing it over. Right? I got a custom compiles, custom variables. I got this the trader files. I got this new config survival thing, and I got this. I don't need this anymore. We're just gonna now we need to set these files up. We already did the compiles in here, but we need to call these files in the init.sqf file. So go back to the root of your mission file and init.sqf. Open that and scroll down to where you see where it's doing this pre-process file line numbers for variables.sqf and compiles.sqf. So your custom compiles and variables are just going to be down below. Since we replicated these directories, you know, init and DayZ code, I'm just going to copy this whole line, hit enter, paste it, and then just remove the PBO prefix. That's it. That is where the server engine reads this file top down. So it's going to compile all these variables and then these ones. So if we're changing, where are we at here? We're changing this variable. This is a global, global variable with this array of shit in here. We're going to edit that. So it's going to overwrite. That's why you compile these below. We'll do the same thing with compiles.sqf since we got that custom one right there. Control C on that. You know, put your cursor on the end, enter, Control V, and then remove the PBO prefix. Don't remove the quote though. You'll notice that if you have this SQF highlighter that's on Armaholic, if I do that, look what happens. It changes all the colors and shit. So you'll know if you made a mistake, you know, because it looks different. So there we have our custom variables right there and our custom compiles loaded into init.sqf. What else did we do? We did this. So we need to call that in description.ext. So save that. That's all you need to do in init.sqf. When you think about files that are initialized by the server, think init.sqf. This is where it loads all the shit. It's loading all of this stuff into game. All of these files. And when you think configs, think description.ext. This is where it loads these pound include, where it says here, pound include. That means make these available to the server to use. They don't do any action. They're just configs. They just, when the script looks for information to fill into a script, it looks in these configs. So we need to call this one. Make that available. So let's go into, let's just, you can either use this as a template or you can just type it out. I'm just going to type it out real quick. So pound include space quote and then DayZ underscore code backslash configs. And you see it's the same directory as this, right? Configs go in configs, right? DayZ code configs. Anything that's a configs should be in there. So DayZ code configs, and then we just need this file. So cfgsurvival survival.hpp, and then you need a double quote, just like that. So we're just making this available for the server to use, and we're going to save that, close it, Now we need to edit the player wear clothes. So go into actions and then player wear clothes. And take a look here. Let me open this back up. You see how it says class config survival in here? Config survival. It's getting information from here. These are directional operands. So it's looking in that, but you want to change this here so it says mission. It's a mission config file, not in the DayZ code PBO. So we're going to the mission file now. So anywhere you see this config survival, you're going to put mission config file in front of it. Right here. So we'll change this one. Whoop. Mission. Yeah. You'll know if you spelled it right because it's black. This is built into Arma. So if it's built into Arma, it should show up black. You know, get variable player type of. Okay, there's one more. There's three of them. 1, 2, 3. So right there. You see that it's getting this information from config survival. It's passing it on with the skins, which was down here, and then passing it to new item, which right here you see. New item equals skin plus my model, which is if you change model with you know, you right click on a piece of clothing, you're changing your character basically. It's called a player model. You see down here, you're changing your player model. And that's what this is referring to. And sex, so right here, sex, you see male. So we need to add those skins down here and the make the sex male because it needs that information. Okay? So that's all you do in player wear clothes is change config file to mission config file in front of these config survival. Save that, close it. I can close that one. Okay. So we did variables. We need to add that stuff in there. Let's go to our trader files where we added the warm clothes. Right? I made that warmclothes.hpp. Go ahead and open that one with Notepad. And we need to go into two different places to fix this. Config survival. Edit that. You know, move it over to the other view. Maximize. Scroll down. We're going to be editing this class skins. So go to the very bottom. And I'm just going to copy this right here. Use it as a template. So you got an open bracket here and a closed bracket down here with a semicolon behind it. I want you to grab everything from class down to that bracket. And then Control C to copy. Put your cursor there. Enter, paste, enter, paste, enter, paste. So we've got 3 new templates there. And we're going to swap these class names for this sapper skin for these. Whoop. Right there. Okay, grab the next one. Right there. And right here. You notice they say DZN. That stands for DayZ Namalsk. So these are not whitelisted in BattleEye, so we'll have to add BattleEye exceptions as well. Now you notice player model down here. FR Sapper _ DZ. It drops the skin. The skin is it's a class name of the stuff that goes in your inventory, right? When you go to the trader and you buy that package of clothes, you see it in your inventory as that little tan package. When you change into the clothes, it changes to a player model and it drops the skin. It just changes the class name. So we need to put that down here as well. So I'm going to copy this from C to N, right? Drop the skin. Skin _, leave that off. And we're going to put that in here. Okay, so it should look like that. Make sure you don't put a space. You know, string value. The game counts that space as a character, so it will have your class name will be wrong. Make sure there's no space in between these quotes. Okay. Again, we're doing this without the skin. Paste that in there. Last one is the winter sniper. Paste that. Okay, that's done. So go ahead and save that. We're just adding those skins so that the player, the game knows that it's the sex is male. That's it. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this. We don't need it anymore, and we need to edit. Leave that open, and we need to edit the those arrays in variables.sqf, the custom variables. So move this to other view. Maximize that. Okay, so now we need to put these 3 skins in here. So we're going to copy the skin name, not the player model, but the actual skin name. Oh wait, is it skin? No, it's player model. I'm sorry. Don't get the skin name, get the player model. 1, 2, 3. Need to add those in here. Those are player models, not skin names. Skin is the inventory item. Am I confusing you? So I'm going to grab that, copy it, go over here, put my cursor in the front, double quote, paste, double quote, comma. Follow the syntax that's in here already. Watch your formatting, because if you fuck that up, bad shit happens. Quote, paste, double quote, comma. Same thing with this one. Grab this here. Did I grab the... Okay, make sure you don't get skin in there. Okay. Okay, then 2 and 3. Those look good. Okay, so let's grab everything from here. Copy that. I'm going to paste it here as well. I don't know about this one. This is new to 106. But I'm assuming that if it's a male skin, or a male player model, it needs to go in here. These are player models. So that's good. Added the player models to these. So let's go ahead and save that. Close it. This is done. We can close that. Let's see. So we did that one. We did this. We did the compiles. I don't have notes or anything. I'm just doing this off the cuff. Okay, so that, we edited that. Yeah. We added this here. And I did the compiles. God damn it, Windows 10. Figure that out one of these days why it's doing that, making that noise. Okay, so that's good. That's good. And we're good to go, I think. We should be able to wear the clothes now. So let's re-PBO this. Right, go ahead and delete that one. Let's start up the server and see if we can wear those clothes. God damn it. Okay, start up. I think I've already got this. Yeah. MySQL server started. Good coffee, man. Good coffee. You need coffee to do this, or beer. You know, sometimes, you know, it's like you drink 3 or 4 beers and you're ready to code. You know, you can deal with it then. Doing it sober is not very fun. As usual, go fuck yourself right there. Okay. mission file got a little bit bigger. Not much though. I figure you're doing pretty good if you stay under a megabyte, right? We're at 141K. We got a ways to go. We won't get anywhere near a megabyte. And you really shouldn't unless you're adding a lot of shit. Okay, so now I should be able to wear these clothes. But I'm going to get kicked by BattlEye. I know I'm going to get kicked by BattlEye. Watch. Boom, kick. Okay, so there's the clothes anyway. So that was a BattlEye. I should have set that to a 1, shouldn't I? Let's do that. Let's set, let's close this server down. Let's set BattlEye. So go into your instance 15 Namalsk, BattlEye folder. Create vehicle log. That was a create vehicle restriction. Number 0. So here it is. It kicked me for changing into this player model. It says create vehicle. You're a vehicle in the game, and you're switching the vehicle. You're creating a new vehicle. These are not whitelisted in BattlEye like the ones that are built into Epoch. So I need to add all 3 of these skins. See how it says number 0 here, and then it has this in quotes. I'm just going to grab that quotes. Close that. The other way you can do this, if you know ahead of time you're going to get kicked, so I grabbed that out of create vehicle log. Log tells you what you got kicked for, and then create vehicle.text is the actual filters. So you notice it said 0. Create vehicle restriction number 0. But there is no line 0, and line 1 just has bullshit. There's no filters there. It just says new. It's commented out. So this is actually 0. This is where it starts counting. So usually if you just, whatever number it is and then add 2, that's the line. So if it has script restriction, create vehicle line, or number 8, that would actually be number 10. But see, these are set to 1. So these are just log only. It'll just tell you this stuff is going on in game, but it doesn't kick you. It'll kick you for this other shit that's set to 5. That's number 1 is log only. Number 5 is log and kick. So if I knew I was getting kicked ahead of time, I could change that to a 1, and it would just show me what I would have got kicked for in the log. It would just log it, but I did it this way. So just remember that if you know you're gonna get kicked for making like militarizing your server, and you got all those weapons like hydras and shit like that, just change these to a 1. Like the create vehicle, just change it to a 1, and then let it log, and then just add the exceptions, and then switch it back to a 5. But I'm gonna create an exception for all 3 of those player models. On line 2, I'm gonna click in here. Doesn't matter where, just click somewhere in there, and then hit the N key on your keyboard. I'm gonna hit space, and then see this format here? I'm going to hit exclamation point, equal sign, and then paste. That adds an exception for this player model. And I need to do it with all 3 of those. Okay, so let me go into, let's go into the mission PBO. We got to extract it, of course. We need to get those names. So go into init variables. Okay, and it had all these names. Move this to other view. Move over. So we did camo winter, which is just here. Camo winter underscore DZN. We need to do all 3 of these. So grab this quote to quote, the camo winter W. And again, put it on the end, space, exclamation point equal, paste, space, exclamation point equal, and then grab this one too. It's because they say DZN. The other skins are whitelisted, they're just DZ, and then they just have them whitelisted in here. But these are not whitelisted, so you have to add exceptions for these. Otherwise, you'll get kicked by BattlEye every time. So 1, 2, 3. We just add them in there just like that. Right? Let me copy this over to, as I'm going to end up doing a write-up on this on Epoch mod anyway. I've got this custom, okay, so, battle eye. Okay, so, when I do my write-up on Epoch mod, I'll use that. Okay, so, we don't need this. We didn't do any edits. We just delete it. Let's go back into the server and see if we can change into those clothes without getting kicked. Where that variables.sqf was, where it had all players and then the DayZ mail, the all players, you have to add those model class names in there. If you don't, then what will happen is you will get when you log out and log back in, you'll switch back to the old model, you know, the survivor model or whatever I was in there. So let's switch into the clothes. We'll log out, do a soft log, and then log back in and make sure that those clothes stay. This is good times, isn't it? It's fun. Okay, let's log in. Okay, let's see. See, it made it civilian clothes. It actually switched me out, but then switched me back because that wasn't allowed. Let's wear. So this is. Whoop! I don't know how to do that. This is the winter colored warm clothes. Right, and then what is this one? Is this the ghillie? Yeah, winter ghillie. Why do I keep doing that? Stupid. That's the winter ghillie. And the other one was a warm clothes tan. I think I have some money on me. Yeah, I should be able to buy the other one. This is the one I don't have. Yeah, buy that one. Let's change into that one. Let's see. Shit. This is civilian clothing? Okay, that's the... Wait for previous action. Okay, so there's the tan one. So let's do a soft log real quick and make sure that the clothes actually stay, because if they weren't successfully in all players, that list that's in the variables.sqf, it will switch you back. How about swim glitch? Very nice. You gonna pop out of this or what? Oh, for Pete's sake. There we go. Might get the swim glitch every once in a while. So there I am. See? It saved it. So now, that's it for this tutorial. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the APSI and the warm clothes to the loot table. So I'll do that in the next video. So that's it for this one. That just fixes up your clothes so you can wear them. That's kind of a lot of stuff to do just to wear clothes, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So I'll see you in the next one.